All right, Priscilla Kelly is joining me right now. Good evening.
Hi, so sorry I got caught up in some horrible weather here in Atlanta and had to get somewhere dry so I could talk.
Oh,
Anyways, how are you?
doing all right. It's okay. Truly understand, and thank you for managed to call in under the circumstances that you are in. Um, and since you are here, we'll go ahead and get started. I know you got a show coming up. You're part of a girl fight wrestling show at Tennessee,
hmm
and we'll get to that in a matter of moments. But what made you decide to become a wrestler? How did it all start off for you?
Um, it's a little bit of a long story, but not too long. I'll try to shorten it up. So I was never a wrestling fan, and my brother was obsessed with pirates when he was about 4, maybe 5 years old, and he had picked up an Undertaker action figure and thought it was a pirate and carried this thing with him everywhere we went for like a year. Um, so I did some research, and for Christmas I bought him the 20 and 0 DVD set, and we watched it, and I mean, we fell in love with wrestling overnight. And come the next year, we had him a birthday party at a wrestling show, and they asked if I wanted to start training, and now it's what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. It's my passion. It's a passion that I didn't know I had.
That's interesting, especially with family and everything. And so
hmm
it's good to see that this was something that you wanted to do and you're sticking with it. Um, you definitely have made a name for yourself in the southeast, in the Georgia area, and um, as far as the training is concerned, I've interviewed a lot of female wrestlers throughout the years, and for a lot of female wrestlers have told me they usually are the either one, a few, or the only one have to train with mostly male wrestlers. Was that
hmm
something that you went through when you were training?
I honestly have never been trained by any women. I've been trained around and with other women, but I've never been trained by a woman.
Hmm. So, what was it like going through just the training in general? What were some of the things that you learned? What were some of the things that drove you nuts? Like, what was the whole experience like just going through the training before you start to go into the ring and wrestle in front of an audience?
Um, for me, it was a lot of overthinking small things and getting over those things and doing things over and over and over again until I get it perfect. So at times it was stressful. And then, of course, those beautiful blow-up drills where you just run and run and run until you can't hardly breathe anymore. Those are always fun. So, I mean, training, it's one of those things that I believe it takes so much courage, mind power, and, you know, um, passion to be able to go through professional wrestling training. Um, and nobody ever took it easy on me. They treated me just like one of the boys. Never was treated no different for being a girl, a small girl at that. And I think it's made me stronger in the ring.
One thing about the wrestling industry is that you definitely have to be strong, um, physically, mentally, and emotionally. That's always going to be, you're always going to have your bumps, obviously, and you're always going to run into people that wants to, you know, take your spot or whatever. And wrestling, although it is entertainment, um, I guess that there's definitely a competition element. Like you definitely want to prove that you're just as good as anyone else or whatever. Do you feel like
hmm
when you out there competing? Like, do you feel like you strive to be the best? Uh, is that something that is that like your mindset when you out there performing?
I think everybody wants to be the best, but you can't necessarily, I believe, be catty or be in competition or try to tear other people down, because honestly it takes two to make a match, you know? So if I go in just trying to make my opponent look bad so I'll look good, it's not going to happen, because you have to everybody has to be on the same page, you know, to make something great out of a match. Um, but yeah, it's very competitive though, especially with a lot of girls. Um, but like I said, it's a team effort, you know, and if you can't be all on the same page, it's not going to work.
Well said. And as a fan, I definitely understand it more than ever throughout the years. As far as two individuals, male and female, being on the same page. Although you guys and girls, y'all play as characters and y'all play them very well. At the same time, you don't want to kill each other because
Mhm.
your opponent, although in character, the person behind that character, have a kid, got,
Mhm.
food to feed, got mouths to feed, you know what I mean? So you don't wanna you don't wanna make things, you know, too aggressive to the point that that person is gonna be out of work or whatever.
Mhm.
But wrestling. It is physical. People do get hurt. People do get injured. It comes through the territories, just like any other sport. You can't. Sometimes it's hard to avoid injury, especially when you take risks. Uh, but that's just the nature of the sport. And what's most important is the fans, and how much they enjoy the show. And they enjoy the show, feels like you're doing your job. So uh, I salute to you and all the wrestlers on the indie and in the pros for what you all do for a living. Because it ain't easy going between those ropes. And that's why I'm a fan. And I have no intention stepping in that ring, getting myself hurt. or I'm not even willing to take. I may be willing to take a bat bump, but that's about it. All that punching, kicking, eye gouging, and foot choke and all that, I don't think I'll last a second. And I'm 6'3", 230 some pounds. Um, so I'm just gonna listen. So it's all the people out there that try to imitate what you see with Priscilla matches or some of the indies and pros. I get it. People wanna be imaginary and whatnot, but leave the moves to the trained wrestlers such as Priscilla and others. That's my public service announcement for the day. Uh, so um, I'll just put that out there. Um, so as far as people that you've had a chance to go up against, who do you like? Every wrestler, every athlete, they have rivals, they have enemies that you get that adrenaline, like, oh, I can't wait to go against this person. Um,
Mhm.
that being said, who do you consider as your rival, or in this case, rivals that you've been going back and forth with throughout your career?
Um, I would have to say the biggest rivalry I ever had was with Kiera Hogan. I had a rivalry with her before me and her were even in the ring wrestling. We were just managers and valets at the time, and we had a rivalry all the way back then. And then we carried it over to when we both started wrestling. So I think that was the biggest rivalry I ever had, lasting almost two years, I want to say, or about a year and a half, I would say.
Mm. And This started it when y'all were just valets, and
Mhm.
now it's elevated now that you two are in-ring competitors. Um,
Mhm.
so that's that's definitely a rivalry to me, especially when y'all started at the bottom and then worked your way up. So I like those type of rivalries. Especially when y'all both started early in your careers. So, and I'm a fan of Kiera. She's a very nice person. So shout out to Kiera. Um, and now, who are some wrestlers out there, whether it's on the indies or whether it's in the pros, that you haven't had a chance to go up against, but would like to go up against in the ring one day? Who are some of those wrestlers out there that you really want to compete against one day?
Um. Uh. It's hard for me because I mean, of course, there's a lot of women that I would love to wrestle, but there's also a lot of men, and it's a lot of times it's like it sucks that I'm a woman and some of the men that I want to wrestle are retired. So this is just speaking out of fantasy here, but some women that I do want to wrestle though, I want to wrestle Lufisto, um, Sarah Del Rey. Um, let's see. I mean, I'd like to wrestle Eva Sexy Star if I could manage to learn a little Spanish because I've heard she doesn't speak much English, but she's very good in the ring, I believe. And I mean, there's just a few, but I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's a lot of talented women out there right now. And then as far as, men, because I also am trying to be an intergender wrestler, but just fantasizing here, if it could ever happen. I mean, I'd like to wrestle Shawn Michaels, Ricky Steamboat. I mean, there's so many different people. And just because I've always like just dreamt about standing in the ring, hearing the bells toll, I would love to wrestle the Undertaker just for the experience. It's just I want to wrestle different people for different reasons. So it's a there's a long list of people that I want to wrestle. I think you never can run out of people that you want to wrestle.
You have quite the list there, Priscilla. It's a remarkable list, and I think you're the first female wrestler I've interviewed that mentioned more guys than females as far as those who you like to go up against. And
Mhm.
you're one tough lady. I'm just gonna say that right now, just to put those names out there. I said, I want to go against these people, and many people will think. It's one thing to think, maybe I could go up against this person. Like, no, you're Priscilla Kelly. I want to go. I want to take on anyone that's set in front of me. I don't care if they're
Oh yeah.
retired or on the verge of retirement or in their prime or just getting started. I will take on anybody. Bring them out here, and I will show them what I am made of. That's what I'm hearing
Mhm.
from Priscilla Kelly right now. And so let's go ahead and get to your upcoming shows. I've already mentioned one of them, in particular, Girl Fight. It's gonna be at for UCW. It's gonna be at Tennessee. Um, that Why don't you go ahead, promote all your shows that you got coming up that's been booked as of right now. Where could people catch Priscilla Kelly at a city and an arena near you?
Okay, so let's go over all the shows that I've got coming up. Um, this Saturday, I will be at GCW in Pell City, Alabama, facing Veronica Fairchild. Um, Next Saturday, I will be in UIW in Temple, Georgia. April 16th, I'll be in Albertville, Alabama. I'll have to find the name of the show because it's a lucha show, and I don't really know the name of it. Let's see if I can find it somewhere on here. Here it is. Okay, yeah, April 16th, I will be at Lucha Libre. I don't know what it's called. I can't pronounce it, but that's where I'll be, and that's in Albertville, Alabama. And then I've got quite a lot here. April 17th, I'll be at AWE in Atlanta. And then May the 3rd, I'll be at UCW, which is an all-women's show. That's in Tennessee. So, I mean, I've got a pretty good variety coming up. Yeah, that one's UCW.
Sounds good. I mean, you let's just put it this way. You're gonna be pretty much everywhere in the coming months. So all the shows that Priscilla has mentioned, go check them out. And you are on Twitter at Priscilla Kelly _. She's on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and just search the Priscilla Kelly and like it. And you're also on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It's the Priscilla Kelly.
So
All one word.
all one word on the Instagram handle. Nothing, no numbers, no underscores in between. So check out Priscilla Kelly and support indie wrestling. And Priscilla, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in, and continued success. And hopefully one day I would love to see you wrestle in person, whether you come here to Kentucky. I guess that means I will have to spread the word, obviously, word of mouth, or I will have to hit at a show that's closer to Kentucky. Well, I guess we'll figure that out for sure. But thank you so much for your time, Priscilla. Continued success.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
You have a great night and have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. That was Priscilla Kelly joining me, and